on the roster. All about my cheese, I ain't worried about the pasta. Baby, nine, take a pine on the roster. They a hater, might as well not be fire like a top, burn like a river, screen spinning right, prediction like the weather. Third in my cup, can't go without my medicine. And the flow so quick, big bag of peppers. Where is my letterman? I'm balling on these suckers. You know the money talk, you can ask Chris.
Welcome to the Side Action, episode 2 of season 8. My name is Jim Weglars, aka Wegs. You can follow me on X and on Instagram at Wegspool.
And I'm Coop. You can check me on Instagram at Dalton Cooper, on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Again, we are the Side Action Podcast. Make sure to check us out on TikTok as well. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button on YouTube if you are watching us. Greatly appreciated. Wegsy, how we doing, baby?
We're doing great. Don't forget about at Side Action Pod on X and Side Action Podcast on Instagram. I'm doing good, man. I got out early. It's a big weekend here in Chicago, as we'll talk about.
Yeah.
But my buddy flew in from Hawaii today. He was actually a little delayed, but got in about 7:30. So I took his stuff to his hotel, met us out at the beach at 11. Of course, I had a stupid work call, like pops up on the calendar. I'm like, I had nothing today. And then, all good. We're going to do the podcast and then get a fantasy draft tonight. So,
nice.
How was the weekend, man? I see you caught some fish. Linnea caught a fish, too.
Oh, yeah. She caught them all, man. She was doing really well. She was catching all the damn fish. So that was a good time. Great day for it. We had perfect weather last weekend. I don't know if you recall or not, like mid-70s.
Oh yeah.
Got a nice little lounge for us to stay at with the whirlpool inside and everything. So that was fun.
Anniversary, right? You had an anniversary?
Yeah. She put it with my ass for that long already. So, so that was a good time. And then Monday I did the Chicago Sky game. Candace Parker's jersey got retired, which the fascinating thing I found was that she's the second woman in WNBA history to have her jersey retired by multiple teams.
Okay.
But the most fascinating thing to me was that she only spent 2 seasons with the Chicago Sky, and they retired her jersey. I just thought that was fascinating. I was like, I could see, both sides of the story here, but she's, a Naperville native. She's from the area, so I guess that was really what kicked the bucket. So
they won the title, right? Did they win the title when they're there?
Yeah, she won the title. 2021, 2021 title.
That's kind of why, right?
So I would assume so, and just the fact that, like I said, she's a native to the area. And then last night went to the Kane County Cougars game. Yeah. They had Bark in the Park, which was funny because it was a game featuring the Rail Cats and the Cougars. So it was cats on the field, but it was dogs in the stands. So
did they chase the cats around the bases?
No, not quite. Not quite. Only one doorbell sound too, which I put the over under at 1.5 doorbell sounds that the PA would play, and if you took the under, you cashed.
Okay, good to know. It's a little bit rigged, but okay.
Okay.
So I have my fantasy draft, the first of. I'm going to do 3 on my own. I hope everybody's listening in Carlo's league. Carlo is going to have me ghost draft him on Monday night. So do 4 drafts in like 12 days, which is awesome. I think it was really good. I'm really excited about the team. Got a lot of young guys. And then, I had another date on the Riverwalk on Sunday. You might find this interesting. Bodybuilder.
Nice.
I'm sure she could throw me around, which is interesting. But anyway, we no, she's great. She was great. I'll see her again hopefully this weekend. And actually also saw my uncle, my cousin. They were around. We went to the Purple Pig last night, and we also went on the Riverwalk. And just nice. I mean, it's been super cool here. I mean, like almost September weather, but I'll take it if it's that pretty outside like today.
Oh yeah, you can't complain. I mean, come on. What are you doing? What are we talking about here?
No, I love it. I was played volleyball today. Don't tell my boss. I did tell him. I felt bad, but he's in like Portugal, so I'm like, whatever.
Nice.
So let's jump right into it. Who are we taking to the shed this week, Coop?
Oh man, I had 2. One we didn't. I guess we could have probably talked about this last week, but Cracker Barrel's in the shed.
Yeah.
They redesigned their logo after like 45 years, I believe is what the time frame was, and it is It's not looking good. Wegsy, not looking good. Stock is
Looking good,
down.
huh?
The whole overall value of Cracker Barrel has gone down. It's really losing its luster, unfortunately. And I don't know about you, but Cracker Barrel is like a home steak in any kind of road trip or vacation we would take. We'd always stop at Cracker Barrel along the way.
Chicken fried steak, baby. Chicken fried steak.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy.
They got they got a nice gift shop there, I believe. I mean, they got some stuff in there.
Oh yeah, they got the IBC root beer if you do like lunchtime. Yeah, so tough to beat that. But Cracker Barrel's in the shed. Maybe they can get things turned around. And then Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren is in the shed. I don't know if you saw this on X a couple days ago. There is he's in his bulking season, if you will. So he's trying to put on weight going into this upcoming season. There was a video on X of him chest pressing 28-pound dumbbells. Which I didn't even know they made 28-pound dumbbells.
Kind of a random number. It's not 20.
You should ask your newfound friend if she's ever seen a 28-pound dumbbell. He was really struggling.
It's like kilograms, 2.1 kilograms.
Maybe. But Chet was struggling, and X was really giving it to Chet, unfortunately. So
he's
not a good look.
He's on the slighter side, right? I mean, he's kind of thin. He's tall, a great shot blocker. He bulked up since he was in college, but he's got those long arms, man. He's got those long chicken wings. He can't do it.
Yeah. So just a tough look for him all around.
Poor Chet. Well, I am going to put the White Sox in this one. I know they've played since they put this note. Look, we know that they've played better of late, but they keep losing these one-run games. Every time I look up, it's, they're winning 4-0. I check back later, they lose 5-4. So I think it's I put 1-5. I think it's 1-6 now in one-run games in August alone. I think they've already solidified it, but maybe not. There's a couple days left in August. I think they're going to lose the most games in the month. You can bet on that kind of thing if you want that kind of shit. So
nice.
The next one is hot off the presses. I put this in before thinking I'd have a cute line to say. To quote, Teddy KGB from Rounders. You ever seen that movie, Rounders?
It's the poker movie, right?
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Pay that man his money. So Dallas decides not to pay Micah Parsons, and hot off the presses today, he is traded to the Green Bay Packers. What? Jerry, are you serious? What's the problem here? You've got a top 3 pass rusher in the league. No, we drafted him. We don't want to pay him. Let him walk. So Green Bay should probably make Club Dub now, but Dallas, I can't believe it. When I wrote this down, I really thought it was just, come on, dude, just pay the guy. You know you're going to pay him. And now all of a sudden he's traded. So good for Green Bay, bad for Jerry, and I do have to downgrade my Cowboys picks later. Not that I had a bunch of them, but, the record.
Yeah, that's tough. And I have Micah Parsons in Club Dub. So
As you should. Got paid. So right there, Club Dub, let's go.
Club
Micah.
Dub, there it is. Micah's in Club Dub. Like you said, he gets traded to Green Bay. He gets a 4-year, $188 million deal with $120 million guaranteed. Dallas gets back 2 first-round picks and Kenny Clark. Micah Parsons is now slated to make $47 million a year, which is now the highest non-paid quarterback in the league by about $6 million. So, he's doing okay, I think. So he's definitely in Club Dub.
Special. Remember, we have the Art Murphy wing of Club Dub because he makes it rain with the horses that he doesn't tell us about. But we maybe have a Micah Parsons Sky Lounge or a rooftop. I mean, this guy can
rooftop probably. Yeah, he definitely seems like a rooftop kind of guy.
Definitely exclusive up there. I mean, the dude, 47 mildo a year. My God.
Yeah.
Good for him.
He kind of feels like an ice bar kind of guy, honestly. I don't know. I could see that. Maybe a big puffy jacket,
We can change it out. You want to do ice sometimes a year? We'll do a rooftop with, bocce or something, or shuffleboard, whatever you want, Micah.
Whatever he wants.
Take control of the roof deck.
It's going to be hard to have a roof in the middle of Green Bay in December. That's all I got to say. So it's going to be hard to have a rooftop bar then. But I also had Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood's in Club Dub. He got his first ever PGA Tour victory at the Tour Championship this past Sunday. Nice little $10 million payday, never hurt. And first career victory, wins the whole thing. wins the whole FedEx Cup. So
I know. Everybody thought Scotty Scheffler was a shoe-in, and Fleetwood came through. Good for him.
Yeah. Didn't finally crumble. And then the last club dub I had was podcasters. I don't know if you saw this or not, but Taylor Swift is officially engaged to a podcaster, and podcaster Travis Kelce. So we podcasters are in club dub this week. We can, we're the apex of partners.
There was a discussion on VSiN, Stormy Bonantoni. I know she's an avid listener, of course, of our program. But they were discussing in the year when somebody gets married or engaged, does that kind of the perception is that their performance goes down because they're like not focused or something. But she was showing up many times that that's not true. In the year of the wedding, the big nuptials or the engagement, then there's an uptick. You also have, Josh Allen's in that boat too. There's a lot going on out there.
Yeah, and Justin Herbert too. He's got a new girlfriend and whatnot. But all I know is if they get divorced, that her music career is going to get even better than it already is. I feel like that divorced album would be so good.
Can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. So I mean, we root for love on this podcast, but just saying, if it were to happen, I feel like her music career would just go to a whole other level if she had to make a divorce album.
Yeah, I think that she does okay. And the other thing is, listen, Trav, just a little the prenup. I mean, there's going to be a healthy prenup, ironclad. So I hope you are for love because you're not going to get the cash. That's for sure. So a little feel like the club dub in my situation is not quite as lavish. Maybe we'll keep them out of the exclusive area. This is just kind of an open bar area. Tyson Bagent, baby. This is my guy. Yeah. Tyson Bagent. Get rid of Caleb Williams. Who needs it when you got this guy? Second coming. They're down 27-10 against the Chiefs. Chiefs were doing, obviously they played their first team early, and then he gets to play against the second and third teamers. But he played great, man. Second half win. He took them on the last second TD drive, including a touchdown pass in the last 10 seconds. I do love this kid. Not only because his dad is like an arm wrestling champion, but Division II, man, he's still got a shot. And he got paid to get an extension. So, he can't quite afford the Micah Parsons Ice Lounge on the roof, but maybe he could just, he could buy some shots for some people.
Yeah, he's there. He's living. He's going to be Chase Daniel before you know it.
Oh, God. Who wouldn't want to be Chase Daniel? The guy started like 3 games in his career and he made like a mint. The other one is Craps Grinders, and I had to add a second note. So Jimmy Wegs is getting ready for the Vegas trip. I know third person speaking. You love that. Did a couple sessions over the weekend at Rivers, kind of scratched out some wins, just $100 here, $150 there. Then I hit Bally's after that date. Wink, wink. She doesn't know about that. And guy crushed it at the table, so ended up making $800. Went last night, 'cause, Jimmy Wegs on a hot streak. We're pushing it, baby. Went with the family, went to Riverwalk. See you later. The train's over there. Let me go to Bally's. Won $900 yesterday.
Damn. There you go.
I've been kind of getting crushed lately, so it's kind of like I'm feeling good, getting hot right at the right time. And obviously, it's good shooting. I got to shoot great last night. Last week didn't shoot great. Had one good session of that, 3 different sessions. This one, there was a guy, it's good when you see the same guy at the table. I saw him on Sunday, and I'm here, I guess it was Wednesday. And it was like, oh, I know that guy. He's a Hardways guy. I stood right next to him. He told me, he's like, I already shot 300 times at home. I'm like, okay. So he's just practicing.
Oh, boy. He's already warmed up.
Oh, yeah. So he won a little bit of money, and then I grabbed it, and I'm like, last time I threw here was garbage. Let me try. Roll. I can't get all the numbers, dude. I missed the 3. Every number but the 3. I was making it rain. But the next guy did good, too. So, anyway, us Craps Grinders, and just as I mentioned, I talked to Hag today. He was at the beach separately, and he's game for the Rollers podcast, the Crafts podcast. So just all you guys that are listening, we might do a little podcast because he's got a table at his house,
That'll be fun. Video instruction, I can already see it.
Oh, yeah, it'd be amazing. All right, well, let's first talk about college football before we get in the NFL preview, which is the bulk of the episode. We had week 0 last week. Had a couple of games. I don't know if you put any little pennies on there, but Iowa State did beat Kansas State, which is kind of a big game, as we talked about, the Big 12, 24-21. They cover the 3-point spread. It did go under 51.5. Kind of hurts the Wildcats. Yeah, it hurts the Wildcats there, but Iowa State, pulled it out.
Yeah, no, that over-under it should have been an over. It was messy first half. I think the only thing I sprinkled was I took the under in the first half. I think the over-under was like 24.5 or 23.5. Yeah, I took the under, and that was the only one. We walked it home. That was like the only one I had. So
one of my buddies at the fantasy draft, had like this crazy parlay on the couch in week 0, and he had UNLV minus 27.5, and it closed at 30.5, dude. 30.5. They had a new coach there. They did beat Idaho State, which I think is an F. Is it CS?
FCS, yep.
38-31, barely beat this team. I mean, it did go over the 67.5, but sorry, running Rebs, whatever they are, they may not be as good as last year.
No, they're definitely not. Their defense is awful. We're actually tailing them in a pick this week. Which
okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Little teaser.
And then Hawaii that does beat Stanford. They were actually, they cover the 2.5-point number there with a field goal basically late to win it, 23-20. It went under the 49.5. So, hey, the Warriors get it done. But I think a lot of people going into this game thought they were going to be a little better than this. But, hey, glad they got the win for the Hawaii team.
Yeah, well, the starting quarterback got hurt like in the third quarter of this game too. I think he missed a series, but he got like hip drop tackled in a certain way, and it didn't look very good. The cool thing about this game was the Hawaiian kicker. How he's from Japan and he never had kicked before, and he learned how to kick on YouTube, and he kicks the game winner in his first. Yeah, kicks the game winner in his first. I believe it was his first game. So he's from Japan. Had never kicked before. Started watching it on YouTube, and then here we are. So I thought that was kind of a cool story.
I mean, I like that a lot. Let's talk about this week's matchups that you may have interest in, kind of the big ones. I included one that was non-ranked because I think it's kind of important for both these teams. Auburn at Baylor. That's Friday at 7 p.m. Central. Neither team is ranked, but they're both, in the mix for their conferences. So Auburn is a 2.5-point favorite on the road, 57.5-point total. What do you think about these teams? I mean, obviously Baylor, we talked about them last week. They're kind of a dark horse for the Big 12, but do you like either of these teams in this game, or do you like them? You talked about Auburn a little bit last week.
Yeah, my favorite play of this game is the under on Auburn's team total at 30.5. Definitely like the under in that. I would take Baylor, I think, to win this game. I don't know if they're going to – I would probably just bet them straight up money line. Mm-hmm. They're in year 2 of continuity with the quarterback. I think they have, I believe it was 11 starters returning. So they're building something. Auburn still doesn't know if they how the play caller situation is. They've got 3 different coaches for 3 different downs, which is interesting. I've never even thought of that. Very interesting way. And just Hugh Freeze is, I feel like, on the hot seat a little bit, and I don't think it's getting any cooler. So we had like a historic low of college coaches turnover this past off season. So I think that means that this coming off season is going to be a big boom. We're going to see a lot of different coaching changes happen, and I think Auburn's going to be one of them.
There you go. I mean, if they've got a first down, second down, third down coach, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, to say the least.
All right, so then the big kind of marquee game is on Saturday, 11 a.m. Central. This is Texas, the number 1 team, at Ohio State. Ohio State is 1.5-point favorite last time I checked anyway, 47.5-point total. Huge rematch from the semis last year. That was one of the better games. So to me, obviously this is huge for Texas, solidifying their number 1 seed, but got to be tough for Arch getting into the horseshoe for the first time. I know he's had a couple of starts against some chumps. This is a real team. So do they have a shot to cover this number?
They do. I don't really like the number either way. I'm more on the over-under in this game. I think this is going to be a very defensive game. I think both teams are going to lean on their defenses, especially with first-time starting quarterbacks. Sure. Both defenses could be top 5 defenses in the country. Like Caleb Downs, the safety for Ohio State, could be the best player in the country. And I just feel like this is going to be like everybody's going to lean on their offensive line. The first one of my favorite plays from this game is going to be the first half under at 23.5. I think this is going to be like Texas is going to come out, try not to make any mistakes, cover Jeremiah Smith, make sure he doesn't kill you, and, just try to get into the flow of the game. And I don't know. If I had to pick a team, I'd probably take Ohio State just because they're at home. But I like more of the over-under numbers in this game for sure. But, yeah, I mean, Texas is going to come out. They're probably going to be balanced. Sark, what was the stat I was saying? Sark, the last 3 games against top 10 ranked defenses, they've scored in the first half 0 points, 6 points, and 6 points. So I don't anticipate Texas coming out on a high note, and especially on the road here in the top 5 matchup. So I like those kind of plays this week as opposed to picking.
So maybe Texas first half under their point expectations.
Both of them. Well, the over/under for both teams.
Oh, both teams. Okay.
Yeah, both teams is 23.5. I like the under in the first half. I see like a 10-3 score if we're lucky. Yeah.
So you got a question here. You're kind of giving away a year, but.
Yeah, absolutely. Could you, Jimmy Wegs, can you name the last starting quarterback to beat the number 1 team in the country in their first start? And you do know this name.
86. You give me some information.
It was in 1986. Yes.
So I think it's one of 2 guys. Vinny Testaverde?
No. Who was your other guess?
Bernie Kosar.
No, it's Jim Harbaugh.
Oh, it's Harbaugh.
It is. It's Jim Harbaugh. That was the funny thing is that, Ohio State's starting quarterback, so a lot of people, Ohio State fans are not going to want to hear the parallels between their starting quarterback and Jim Harbaugh.
Who did they beat that day? Did they beat Notre Dame, or who did they beat?
I can't remember, to be honest. Yeah, I just heard the stat. I thought that was fascinating. So
yeah, great one. Ohio State.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Obviously, both quarterbacks are making their I guess Arch is making his debut. He played last year, but Ohio State's quarterback is making his debut, and he was the top QB in his draft class. So we'll see.
Okay. All right. The other 2 games I highlighted. First is LSU. They're the 9th-ranked team for Clemson. Clemson's a 3.5-point favorite at home. 57.5-point total. This is in the evening, 6:30 p.m. That's on Saturday. This is a huge game. I mean, Clemson doesn't have a huge non-conference schedule. So this is a big one for them, especially if they don't go unscathed through the ACC. LSU's just, we know that Brian Kelly's trying to make his name. He's not very good in these games usually, but what do you think about this one?
Brian Kelly is not good in the first game of the season for some reason either. I believe LSU is 0-5 in their opening games the last 5 years. Like even the last 2 years of Coach O, they had lost. They're going on the road. This is just a bad spot for LSU, to be honest. I mean, Clemson has 16 returning starters, which I believe is the most out of any team in the country.
Yes.
Clemson just got a lot of good things going for them. This is a good live game, live betting, if you will. I think this is the game you do it because I think right away you're going to be able to tell if LSU can block Clemson's front 4. And actually give Nussmeier a chance to distribute the ball. I think you could probably lean LSU just because the outside talent I think favors LSU.
Sure.
But if Clemson can get at the quarterback and create pressure from the get-go, I think this is going to be a really long day for LSU. So for that reason, I would probably lean Clemson and give the points. I think they'd probably win by 4 to 6.
Okay.
But yeah, ever since you said Clemson was going to be the number 1 team in the country last week, I started doing a little more homework, and I think I'm starting to see what you were seeing a little bit. I'm not necessarily agreeing with you all the way yet, but I am curious to see what unfolds with Dabo and them actually using the portal a little bit, and they have their foundation from having some good players as well. So in the last 3 national championships too have produced the most draft picks the year after. So Clemson is slated to have, I think, one of the highest amount of players drafted in this year's upcoming draft. So, again, could be a correlation of if they're going to win a championship or not.
Also, this is a battle of Death Valleys. Like, who is the real Death Valley? Clemson says it's, before LSU, but LSU says it's theirs. So We'll see. I'm sure Clemson has that
We'll see.
motivation as well.
We'll see.
We've got Notre Dame, 6th ranked, at Miami, 10th ranked. Notre Dame's a 2.5-point favorite on the road, 49.5-point total. This is Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. This is, again, the Irish is really the only non-conference game that I know that's really hard. I mean, they've got USC or something like that. But, this is a top-ranked team. Can Notre Dame go and continue their success that they had last year and go beat Miami? Of course, this isn't a Catholics versus convicts game. It's very different. They lost the last but this is a storied matchup back in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah. No, I like Notre Dame here. I like their physicality. I think their offensive line is going to be able to dominate the game. They've got one of the best running backs in the country as well with Love.
Mm-hmm.
And I just trust Marcus Freeman more than Mario Cristobal right now. And Miami hasn't won a big game in forever. So until it happens, I can't do it. I just can't see. I can see Notre Dame coming in and just literally imposing their will and just literally playing keep away. And letting their defense, win the game, and let the offensive line control line of scrimmage, and just keeping what was their quarterback's name? CJ something. Is it CJ Carr? Maybe.
The current quarterback from Notre Dame, or first?
Yeah, is that Notre Dame's quarterback? I think it's CJ Carr.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they'll be able to come in and handle their business and take care of the Miami squad.
I think Notre Dame's coach is awesome, so I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, Marcus Freeman. Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah. So you've got some picks this week. Don't necessarily, I think none of these are actually on the list here, except for Texas. So what, you want to run them down real fast?
Yeah, real quick. So just to recap, we're going first half under on Texas, Ohio State at 23.5. We're going to take Georgia Tech over Colorado at -4.
Rambling there.
Yeah, I just have no idea what Colorado is going to be, and I don't have a lot of confidence in their ability to turn over after they lost Shedeur and company and Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
I do like the Miami Notre Dame under 24.5 in the first half as well. I like the under in that game. I feel like both teams are going to be, afraid to make a mistake. They're going to run the ball a lot. They're just not going to put the ball in harm's way. I do like Indiana over Old Dominion this week. Kurt Sagnetti, I think Indiana's still, what every bad team they played last year, they beat the living breaks off of. So I don't see that changing this year. And again, I think Kurt Sagnetti, their out of conference schedule is not that great. So I think they're going to have to put up a bunch of points to make sure if they do want a chance to make the playoff, that they have the resume for it. I do like the Utah and UCLA over at 51.5.
Okay.
We've got word, I think, a couple days ago that maybe some of the UCLA wide receivers are actually going to play in this game. So I do think that makes a little bit of a difference. And then I'm going to tail, this is my sprinkle pick that I'll give you a little extra one this week. So when this is the only one that hits, you can thank me later. I'm taking UNLV in the Sam Houston State game. I'm taking the over 60.5. So UNLV has got no defense. Sam Houston played, I think, Western Kentucky last week, and Western Kentucky could have scored 50, and I think they scored 40. So, this has got points and touchdowns and up and down. There's no defense in this game. Take the over and have some popcorn.
Yeah, make some money. Get over it. And you're rooting for points. That's the best.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's jump in the NFL preview. What we'll do here is break down each division. We can go as deep as we want or not as deep as we want. There's some divisions that maybe warrant more time than others. And at the end, we can talk about, whatever, playoffs or, who we think can win the Super Bowl. But we'll start in the NFC first. We've got the NFC East. You've got the Eagles kind of commanding 11-5 win total that's expected. The division is -157. That's hardy. For them to win the NFC is +325 as the favorite and +650 to repeat. So they are the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Other teams in the division, you've got the Commanders. They're kind of second fiddle. The Cowboys, I didn't look at the change of the wins, but I would guess at least one win down. It was 8.5 before Parsons got traded. And so I'm sure their odds went down. And then you've got the Giants kind of pulling up the rear. We'll see if they can get over that 5.5 win total expected. So some of the bets I like here, Coop, I don't know. I think it's going to be a regression. I love Jaden Daniels. I had his jersey for a while there. But I think under 9.5 is a decent pick. I didn't make this bet minus 107. Not to make the playoffs is plus 118 for them. I do still have them in the playoffs. And originally I had the Dallas over 8.5 plus 125. I would reverse that out now and say under. If you get 8.5, still take it. But I think it's probably dropped to. I'll look that up while you give me your comments.
Yeah, no, I do agree with you on the Commanders side of things. I think it's going to be interesting seeing how their offense gets off to a start with Terry kind of not, doing any training camp participation or preseason stuff. Though it could be a nice little match. Though they had a very easy schedule last year, it really matched up really well for the Commanders. That was kind of the saving grace for them. I just don't see how anybody's going to challenge the Eagles here, just because the Eagles' defense is so good.
Really good.
It's amazing how good their defense is. Like I love how we don't ever talk about the Eagles, but the Eagles could be the next dynasty that we're looking at, the way their defense is built. So
I agree.
The Giants could lead the league in sacks, and they can only maybe win 4 games this year. So
they have a great front four.
Yeah, I think they're fascinating from that standpoint of how good their front 7 and front 4 are, respectively, and we'll see. We'll see how long it takes Jackson Dart to play. I don't know if it's going to be 4 weeks, 7 weeks, 10 weeks. We'll see. I do see him starting this year at some point.
No doubt.
And I think they're just hanging on to Jameis for a contingency. So if somebody gets hurt in the league, they can just make a phone call, maybe get a 5th round pick or something out of it. Yeah. But we'll see. But
yeah, I think the Giants will be a little friskier than originally. I was pretty down. I still don't have them winning a ton of games, but I think they're going to be a sneaky underdog, especially if they're getting points. I mean, week 1 at Washington, like this is, they could be a frisky underdog there. They're going to be a very popular survivor pick in Washington. So I agree with you. That front 4 is kind of menacing.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And the Cowboys, I did look, it is dropped to 7.5 as expected win total. Look, I thought their offense was going to be a lot better. I mean, they got Pickens, Dak's back. They have a new offensive, mind there. Even on defense, you've got our guy Eberflus here. So, but if you don't have the best player who's the game wrecker, I don't think Kenny Clark's really going to do that for them. So it's going to be interesting. It's rare to see Jerry mailing in. Let's go to the NFC North. At present, sorry, this is all real time. I didn't check all this stuff.
The Giants have the hardest schedule in the league this year, by the way. So that's also that's tough.
Yeah, I still have them with like 5 wins. You're right at their expected win total. So let me just look up the market now. I didn't look up with the move with Parsons. The Packers did move up, both in their Super Bowl odds of basically 13-1. Coop and Wegs got 20-1.
Nice.
To win the division, it was plus 260. Now it's down to plus 180. So the Lions are still the favorite here, plus 175, plus 550 to win the NFC, and plus 1,200, 12-1 to win the Super Bowl. But obviously, this move with Micah Parsons really, he's a game changer. It doesn't give me their win total. I would guess that the Packers, I don't know if they went up to 10.5 or not. I have them winning this division. I like Detroit under that 10.5. It's minus 129. I didn't bet it because it's too rich. But their schedule, we talked off air, it's a really tough schedule for this division. It's a gauntlet. And I think the Lions, losing both coordinators, playing the tougher schedule, I just don't see them winning the 10. I actually don't have them making the playoffs. I've got them at 8 wins this year, but we'll see. So I do like that. And then I'm down on Minnesota, dude. I mean, I know I talked about the Bears. I want them to win. I think they'll make the playoffs, but that's barely making it in. Minnesota is at 9.5 expected wins. I don't know. They won like 9 games, 9 out of 10 games that were within one score they won last year. Come on, they're not going to do that again. There's regression there. And so I just did the ladder. I ended up saying, screw it, I'm going to do the ladder. So their 9.5 under was minus 134, but I did 8.5, 7.5, 6.5, and 5.5. So if they do only win 5 games this year, Jimmy Wegs will be a happy guy, laughing all the way to the bank.
Nice. No, I mean, you can definitely see that happening, especially with Jordan Addison being out the first 3 games.
Right.
You're not sure about McCarthy. Just a lot of changes. I mean, they did acquire some new offensive linemen too. So we'll see. We're going to see how good the system is in Minnesota. Like if they win this year, then we know that they have a system that is bulletproof and they can definitely just plug and play. So, but to your Detroit point, they have the third hardest schedule in the league this year. Yep. They play a lot more. Last year they had all the breaks, right? They only played like 3 outdoor games, I think, last year.
That's right.
This
Remember,
year
we talked about that.
Yeah. So this year is not the case. This year they play the AFC North and I believe the NFC South, where last year they played the NFC West on a down year, and then they played the AFC South, I believe. So they got a pretty good break last year in their scheduling and stuff like that. But I mean, I thought before the trade, I thought the Packers were probably the sleeping team to watch for here, just because the 27-year-old bump. You know, when the 27-year-old Packers quarterback, that's when they win Super Bowls. Like that's when Rodgers won his Super Bowl at 27. Brett Favre won his at 27. Jordan Love turned 27, I believe, in October or September. So. And last year, Jordan Love was plagued with injury. He only played. I think he got hurt in the first game of the season against Philadelphia, I believe.
He did.
So,
he did. We were watching it. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'd won 11 games basically with him. I mean, missing I think 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I mean, Willis played well in his absence, but I don't think he had the same mobility. But the defense was better last year, and I think just they're frisky because they're balanced. They have a good defense and a good offense. And I think Matthew Golden is going to be good for them. Christian Watson is on the IR, so he gets to kind of grow quickly right away. Obviously, you've got Jacobs in the backfield. I like this team. We've talked about it before. You know, LaFleur's a good coach. I mean, he doesn't just look like the old Bucks mascot, but he's definitely a good coach. And I still would take him over Campbell any day of the week. Maybe not KOC for the Vikings, but I just think that McCarthy's a little. We'll see. We'll see how he plays against the Bears. He'll probably let him up.
For what it's worth, the Packers have the easiest schedule out of anybody in NFC North, which isn't saying a lot because they're like all in the top 10 of hardest schedules. So they're basically all clustered together, the 4 teams in NFC North. So if you're going to take your bet that way, but I would just bet on the health, the resurgence. You know, Jordan Love maybe have a chip on his shoulder and. You know, we'll see what happens. So that's probably where I would go. And I like the Bears under 8.5. By the way, I'm not as optimistic. The schedule is brutal. I'm still worried about our left tackle situation. I don't know if we have one now. Micah Parsons is going to be in the division, is going to eat his lunch. So that's what really worries me is just the growing pains and then the lack of left tackle and offensive line play for the Bears. I'm hoping Ben Johnson will be smart enough to run a lot of heavy packages, a lot of max protections. Maybe this is the put up or shut up year. We're going to find out if Caleb Williams is good. So
that's why Tyson Bagent.
He's got everything. He's got everything he could ever ask for as a quarterback. So it's literally up to him now. So that's what I'm most excited for. But I don't think they're going to win more than 7 games.
Okay, and that's fine. I do want us to circle Sunday, September 28th. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, is that Packers at Cowboys?
Yes. It's
Sunday night.
Sunday night football, baby. Yeah. Micah Parsons, 5 sacks.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. All right, so let's do NFC South now. The Bucks are the favorite, -106, 9.5 wins, plus 1,400 for the NFC, plus 2,900 for the Super Bowl. You know, Falcons are a couple games behind. You've got Penix starting now. You got Bryce Young.
Michael Penis.
Don't
call it that either. I don't know if you saw the video on X. He got a little upset with the guy who called him. Him that. Yeah, he was walking in the tunnel. He's like, Michael Penis, and he like walked over. He's like, "What'd you say? Like, don't say that." Or like, he let that fan know not to say that. So anyway,
I think the Panthers will be better. The Saints could be the worst team in the league. And
do you think?
Well, the thing is that, and I wrote, the article's not out yet, but I'll put it out next week for Wegs Pool. But will they just basically try to create, Archie Manning back with the Saints? I mean, it could just be a tank year, right? You're going to go for the number 1 pick. But here's some bets that I didn't necessarily like, but the ones I put out. Carolina over 6.5, -127. They're right on the number. It's going to be 6 or 7 wins. They got it. We'll see. New Orleans under the 4.5. I don't know why I didn't take that yet. That's plus 133. That's easy money. If you do want to get really crazy. No wins for New Orleans, 30-1. Okay.
Okay.
Now they do play the Giants at home in week 5 or something like that, which obviously the Giants, the front four might be good, but the offense might be bad.
Yeah.
Tampa over 9.5 is decent, and Carolina. Oh, these are yours ones, right? You like both those?
Yeah, I like Tampa over. I like Carolina over. I would take Atlanta under just because of their offensive line issues. They've had some injuries pop up, and their defense is going to be awful. I mean, they couldn't sack the pass. They couldn't sack the quarterback last year. They could never generate any pressure, and they didn't do anything at all to remedy that situation. Their back end isn't going to be very good. Like I just don't see the defense on this team, and I feel like this is going to be a team you're going to want to tail on overs all year long. I think this is going to be one of them.
Carolina?
Yes. Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Yeah, I think Atlanta's defense is so bad. At least Carolina is trying. Like Carolina had the worst run defense, arguably of all time last year, and they're at least trying, right? Like they spent money in free agency on some defensive tackles. They're trying to remedy that situation. Bryce Young, even though it wasn't great, he did play better at the end of last year, so at least they have a little bit of momentum heading into this season.
You get McMillan. I love that.
And I think with how bad, obviously New Orleans is, and I'm just not very high on Atlanta. Somebody in this division's got to win football games. So I think Carolina, is a good bet at the over 6.5. Also, in the off seasons that in the same year that Ohio State wins a national championship and J-Lo gets divorced and or remarried, the Carolina Panthers have made the Super Bowl. So and they've opened against the Jaguars in both of those seasons. Which guess who their first game is this year?
At the Jaguars.
It's the Jaguars, yeah.
Did J-Lo got divorced this year?
She got remarried, maybe? Was it one or the other? I can't remember. I'm not a big celebrity guy, as you can tell.
I didn't get invited to the wedding somehow.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, anyway, I think the other thing I would say is that the Bucs, they're minus 105 to win the division. They're probably going to win the division. However, they start off with a really tough schedule. But their last 6 games, cakewalk. So if you love them in the division, just wait, because they're going to get a better number than minus 106. I think Atlanta could win the first couple games, whatever. But the last 6, I think that Tampa could win all the last 6 games and close out the division. I was going to say,
to your point, the Falcons have the 4th easiest schedule in the league.
Yes.
So the NFC South, the Bucs have the 10th easiest. The Falcons are 4th easiest. The Saints are the 3rd easiest.
Right.
And who am I forgetting? The Panthers. The Panthers are 7th. So
they're right there.
Right there.
Well, they have to play each other. Okay, the NFC West, you've got the 49ers at the top 10.5, plus 150 to win the division, plus 800 to win the NFC, plus 1,700 for the Super Bowl. Look, I was big on your Rams, dude. I was like all over the Rams. I did bet the Rams plus 185 to win the division. This Stafford stuff is scaring the living hell out of me. I know his back is whatever. They're trying to hold him out, play him a little bit. You've got Jimmy G behind him, which is not the same. So I have regressed. I was way over their 9.5 win total originally, but I kind of scaled back. I already put the 185 in the account. So I do like San Francisco ultimately to win this division like that.
Yeah, you're late, Wegsy. I hate to tell you that. You're late. You needed to get on this bandwagon last year. Yeah. Well, maybe. I still think if he's healthy, they should be fine. I think Devontae Adams is an upgrade over Cooper Kupp. Their front seven's really good. Their defense, they've hit on a lot of young draft picks, so they're going to be just fine. It's just literally going to come down to the health of Matt Stafford. Hot take, I think Kirk Cousins could be the Rams quarterback if Matt Stafford doesn't get healthy.
Wow.
I think that'd be fascinating.
You heard this?
I know. This is my take. This is a hot take. Fresh off the presses, I think. This is Coop Lytics kicking in. I definitely think that Kirk Cousins could be the starting quarterback for the Rams at some point this season. I would not rule that out just yet. That's what my sources are telling me.
Yeah, when I did my first analysis, I love the Rams. But I think to your note here about San Francisco, they do an easy schedule.
Oh my God,
they should win 13 games, but they're not healthy. So week 1 at Seattle, which I'm down on Seattle this year. Matt Stafford hates me, but I'm down on them quite a bit. I don't care how good the defense is. I don't trust Sam Darnold. They don't have any receivers. What are we doing?
They don't need any receivers. They're going to run they're going to run 2 and 3 tight end packages, and they're going to run the football so much.
Okay.
I think they're finally going to play how Mike McDonald wants to play, and I think he wants to play just ground and pound, and he's going to let the defense win a lot of games. So I think Seattle is the sneaky team you got to watch out for just because of how good their defense actually is. But I like the
Matt bet him 5 plus 550. I'm still not.
Yeah. I do like the Niners here though. They're favored in 15 of 17 games this season. Wags.
Yeah.
Like, how can you not take the Niners? Like,
I had them at 14-3 the first cut. I had to lower it. I just think that
I had to lower it. He says
it's too many wins. I don't think San Francisco's a 15-win team. They're not a 15-win team.
What do you mean? They either don't make the playoffs or they go to the NFC Championship game.
Oh, I know that that's
NFC
what they
Championship
do.
year.
I know that. I wrote that down in the article, but I don't know. We'll see. I have them as the 2 seed behind the Eagles ultimately in the conference, but they're going to get crushed in the playoffs. They're not going to make it the NFC Championship game. No way.
Outside of Andy Reid and Spagnuolo, can you name a better offensive or head coach and defensive coordinator combo in the league?
You think Robert Saleh is great?
Why wouldn't he be great? What do you mean? The Jets. He was not the problem in New York. Like, Woody Johnson is the problem in New York, and obviously Aaron Rodgers tearing his Achilles.
They're going to be better. I told you when I put out the article, I have them winning division. I just don't think they're going to. They don't have the horses, bro. I just don't think they have the horses. This is not as talented a team as you think.
They have both gunshots on their team now. What do you mean? They have both the guys that could literally take a bullet and be just fine.
Ricky Pearsall and Brian
Robinson. Yeah, they have both gunshots. Like, come on, what are we talking about here? I mean, just the heart on this team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a flesh wound, Wags. They'll be fine.
Okay, look, pick them to win the Super Bowl. It's fine.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're not going to get in the playoffs. I've got them as the 2 seed. They're going to lose. They're going to lose to either the Packers or whoever's in the three hole. What happened? Tampa.
Gotcha. Right.
All right, so what else? You talk about Seattle here.
Yeah.
We differ there. That's fine. I mean,
they're going to play a lot bigger personnel.
You're trying to be friends with Matt Stanford. It's fine. He doesn't listen to you.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the AFC now. AFC East. Buffalo is the biggest division favorite ever. Like minus 286 to win the AFC East. 12.5 wins. Plus 350 on the AFC, which is the favorite. Oh, no. Okay, the Ravens are the favorite, barely. And plus 700, which is even odds with the Ravens just behind Philadelphia. The Patriots, 8.5. I think they have a chance to make the playoffs. I didn't put them in the final analysis, but I did bet them already to make the playoffs plus 155. I'm sorry. I think your Fins are going to stink. I don't want them to. But I picked them I bet them 20-1 to have the fewest wins in the league this year. I know it's a lead shot, but I'd rather take 20-1 than the 5-1 on the Saints or whatever it is. So I did bet them on 7.5 wins as well.
Wow, not even like the Colts or maybe somebody because if Tua's healthy, they do win, regardless of how toxic the locker room is about to become. Because Tyreek Hill is going to have like 2 catches in week 2, and he's going to blow up and lose his shit.
Obviously, their defense is really bad, though, bro.
Well, hang on. Let's not get carried away. Their secondary is really bad.
Yes,
their front seven actually, their pass rush specifically might be a top 5 unit. Might be if you chop Robinson, if you get a healthy, Nick Chubb. And if you get a healthy, the dude from Miami, Jalen.
Bradley Chubb, right?
Yeah, what did I say? Nick Chubb, sorry. Yeah. Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips. Like, those 3 guys, like, Chop Robinson was a really good rookie last year. Like, their pass rush can be really good, but their secondary is going to be just an absolute nightmare. Yeah.
So, okay, what do you like in this division?
I'm not high. I'm Dolph out, by the way. I am all the way Dolph out. I already know this shit is about to get like literally Mike McDaniel is already the favorite to be the first coach fired. He's like plus 200. Like, it's not even. It's so bad. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's Bills or pass. Listen, I mean, there's like nothing else here. I mean, if you want to get frisky and bet on the Patriots to win this division just in case Josh Allen gets hurt, I think that's like the only insurance policy I would entertain. But I mean, outside of that, I wouldn't touch any of this. I'd bet Miami's under just because I think as soon as the snowball starts, there's going to be no morale left to bring it back. So
if they don't win their first 4 out of 5 or 4 to 6, it's just going to be a mutiny down there. and it's just going to be over. And I don't know, we'll see what happens. That's kind of what I'm.
Yeah, luckily they have an easier schedule. They have, I think, the 7th easiest schedule. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. They start with the Colts. I believe they open in Indianapolis, and we'll see.
I think, right? Or is that week 2 of the Bills or week 3? It's early.
Let me double check here. Filibuster. They go Colts, Patriots, Bills, Jets, Panthers.
Right.
So yeah, they need to be 3-2 after that Panthers game. I think to be, or like you see it, they've been 4-1. I think to even have a little bit of morale going. Otherwise, they're in trouble.
Yeah, it gets cold, they can't win. So we haven't even talked about the Jets. You got Justin Fields there, no love there, right? 5.5 under.
If you could bet on them breaking the NFL record for rushing attempts in the season, I would bet on that because I don't think they're going to throw the football ever. I think this is like literally going to be a run, and then punt offense. So outside of that, I wouldn't touch the Jets. I would leave it alone.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, AFC North, you've got the Ravens at -155, 11.5 expected wins. They are the AFC favorite at +325, +700 for the Super Bowl. Ravens are great. Love them. Really tough schedule early. I'm definitely going to bet them later in the season because I think they're going to open up like 2-4, 3-5. And they could go through and be 6-0, but they run a gauntlet, and then their last 5-6 games are a lot easier for them. The Bengals 9.5 wins, +240 for the division. Burrow, if he gets it going, you never know. Plus 20-1 to win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to fault you for betting Burrow. I just can't do it because I've 2 years in a row I've gotten screwed by these guys. And then the other 2 teams, how do you feel about Pittsburgh under 8.5 or over 8.5? Because we know Mike Tomlin and his track record.
No, I would take the under. I don't have any faith in Aaron Rodgers working out. And my biggest concern too is if they go through any sort of stretch, they being the Steelers, a couple games. Aaron Rodgers talked about this being like a legacy thing for him and like going out on the right foot. And I just feel like as soon as it starts to go, it's kind of like Miami. Like as soon as it starts to go one direction, he's going to go with it, and he's not going to be the guy to turn it around. He's going to be the guy to fuel that fire, and it's just going to be a shit show.
Yeah, I was shocked by the signing. You've got Mason Rudolph as his backup, so it's not like they've got somebody to turn to at all. And then the Browns, poor Browns. So do you think they should start Shedeur soon or not? Are you on Team Shedeur? No.
No.
So they're going to start. How many quarterbacks do they have on the roster? Or will they have? Are they going to dump Gabriel or Pickett? Because they're going to
they traded Kenny Pickett to the Raiders the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gabriel's going to make the team. I just, they got to give somebody a shot. I mean, I love Flacco, but come on. I mean, I love the defense. I actually like their draft for the defense, but Cleveland under 5.5 makes sense if you like that. Looks like you like that.
Yeah, I had a quick stat for you too. So Kenny Pickett and Sam Howell made NFL history by getting traded 3 times before their 4th year in the NFL. So Kenny Pickett has gone from the Steelers to the Eagles to the Browns, now to the Raiders, and Sam Howell has gone from the Commanders to the Seahawks to the Vikings and now to the Eagles. So congratulations to those 2 guys making NFL history for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But I like Cleveland under 5.5. Their beginning of their season is brutal. I don't see it getting any better. They go Bengals, Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings, the first 5 games of the season. So
yeah, I know. We'll talk next week about the Bengals game because they're obviously dogs at home, and we know Zach Taylor's track record, like Brian Kelly. Week 1, he's terrible. But
yeah, I only see maybe like 2 games the Browns will be favored in this year, and that's at home against the Titans, and then maybe on the road against the Raiders. But even then, Las Vegas is a 3.5-point favorite right now as it stands. So, yeah, Cleveland is a favorite in 1 whole game this year so far, as it stands right now. So, yeah, take that. I would take the under.
I just like their D, so maybe we'll see. It depends on what the spreads are. Okay, so AFC South. Going to be interesting. Texans 9.5 wins, -105 for division, +1,300 for the AFC, +29 to 1 for Super Bowl. Then you got the Jags and Colts. I agree with you. Colts are overrated. 7.5 wins. and the Titans at 5.5 wins. Look, I think the Jags over the 7.5 makes sense. I didn't bet it. It's -117. Liam Cohen's a new coach there. I'm not sure the defense is that great, but they should be able to score more points, right? That's the theory. But I'm big on Houston this year. I don't know why I'm Team Houston. I know you loved them last year too early, but that defense is nasty. C.J. Stroud's going to bounce back. Nico's healthy. They've got to get the other guys back. But I don't know. I don't really see them losing this division. It's possible. It's not going to be the Colts. I don't think the Jags can do it. And the Titans, I think they'll be frisky late. I think early they're going to take their lumps, but I would bet them. I think it's week 5 through 11. They have kind of winnable or coverable matchups. So I think Cam Ward might be pretty good. So I'll be on that. And I will tell you, I like my long shots. Houston to win the most games in the NFL, 28-1. I went on that.
Yeah. I'm not as high on Houston right now. I mean, Joe Mixon being out for a questionable period of time is,
Yep.
I think it's probably the first 6 weeks is what my sources were telling me. Though it may be helpful for them because then they'll actually run the offense through their best player in C.J. Stroud. So maybe they'll actually
chuck it every down.
Maybe that'd be a blessing in disguise. Who knows? But they bring in a new offensive coordinator too. They made some offensive line changes in the offseason. That's always a tricky situation when it comes to continuity and stuff like that. So, yeah, probably the Texans are going to win this division just because of their defense. But like to your point, if I had to pick a sneaky team, I'm going Jags. I think Liam Cohen can do a good job of getting Trevor Lawrence back on track, back to playing how we expected the Prince to play. And yeah, I'm with you. I like the Tennessee over 5.5. I just think you can't get any worse than what Will Levis was playing last year. And they sneakily have some good weapons. Like Calvin Ridley's a good wide receiver. They did lose Tajay Spears, I think, for an extended period of time, which is unfortunate because he's a really good back.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that Callahan is kind of – he's not on the hot seat yet, but I think if he has another bad year, so I think to show the progression – through his rookie quarterback this year, I think will do him some good, and I think the Titans will surprise some people.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, AFC West, you've got the Chiefs, 11-5 expected wins, -122 for the division, plus 375 for the AFC, plus 800 for the Super Bowl. So it really hasn't changed their odds at all from a year ago. Broncos 9.5, Chargers at 9.5. Broncos are plus 1,300 for the AFC, 28-1 for the Super Bowl, Chargers 29-1. And then it falls off with the Raiders at 6.5. I love Denver. I bet Denver for the division, plus 295, dude. I think they're going to win it. I know that the Chiefs haven't lost the division since Peyton Manning was in town in Denver. So it is a long shot, but we know the Chiefs pulled it out of their ass like 7 or 8 times last year. The Broncos should have beat them last year. I think they're going to be better. Bo Nix could have a regression, and they could suck, but that defense is probably the best in the league, and I think that makes the difference. I know the Chiefs' defense is good as well, but I just got to see, Rashee Rice is going to be there for KC early, but they have an easy schedule too, man. I've got them at even at 12.5. I think it's 12-5 for the record, 13-4. KC's got a really easy path comparatively. I don't know why. But I've got them to win most of their games, but they think they're still going to lose division.
Yeah, the Broncos have the 14th easiest schedule, so right there in the middle, where the Chiefs have the 27th easiest schedule, so they're literally right behind the Bears. So the Chiefs definitely have a much more difficult schedule.
Mm-hmm.
God, I don't know. Honestly, the only thing that really gets my appetizer going is that the Raiders over 6.5, just because I think the Chargers are going to take a step back with Slater being hurt.
Okay.
And I think Pete Carroll knows what he's doing. He's got competency. Yeah, he's going to be chewing on that gum. Yeah, I mean that jaw is going to be so strong.
He's got the jaw muscles of a 20-year-old.
Yeah, and they're going to run the ball a lot, man. They could give some teams some troubles. They can control the ball. Geno doesn't. In the 2 years or 3 years that Geno played in Seattle, he didn't turn the ball over too much. Well, last year he was plagued with red zone interceptions. I think he led the league.
Yeah.
But the year before that, he was really good. His completion percentage was right around 70%. and he didn't come anywhere near the league in interceptions. So it's going to come down to them not turning the ball over. I think Max Crosby has a good year. I would take probably Chiefs under 11.5. I think 11 or 10 is probably the ceiling, to your point. Just because of obviously regression and a little bit of luck department, like how many blocked field goals are they going to have at the end of the games to win like they did last year? So yeah, I'm with you there, but this is a crapshoot. I guess if you want to get on the Denver train, be my guest. I'm just not sold on it all the way. I would take Cortland Sutton in fantasy though this year. I think that's probably a good pick.
What do you think about the running back? R.J. Harvey, is that what his name is?
Maybe. I'm higher on Bill in Washington, to be honest with you.
Bill in Washington? Oh, the guy with the 3 names?
Yeah.
Whatever his name is? Yeah, I got him.
Yeah. He goes by Bill, and I cannot remember his name.
It's like a hyphenated name.
It is, yeah.
Okay, before we get into the playoff stuff, let's quickly go through the awards, who we like, or at least the bets. MVPs, obviously Lamar plus 550, Josh Allen plus 600, even Burrow's up there plus 600. Could have probably won last year if they made the playoffs. The usual suspects at the top, although Herbert's at 20-1, so is Hurts. I like C.J. Stroud. I'm a C.J. Stroud guy this year. 25-1. 25-1. I already bet it. 25-1.
Jordan Love is 25-1 right now too.
I know. With them, I think actually the Parsons things helped him because their defense can be even better. And then Purdy's 30-1. So you would put your money on Love or Purdy?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Okay. I mean, it's not a bad call. I think that he's got to step up.
But is this the year Joe Burrow wins? I don't know. This might be the whole narrative is building for Joe Burrow to win, an MVP. I could see that. He very well could have won it last year if the Bengals could just win one more game.
It's the bottom line is, can they win the division? They have to win the division. They have to beat Baltimore. And then usually it's a 1 seed, but it could be a 2 seed, 1 or 2 seed, right? So you see a path for the Bengals to be the 1 seed. I don't. I can see the path for Houston because I think their division is weaker, right? So even though I don't have them in my final analysis that way, I just think that I'm looking at value here. I'm not necessarily going, hey, obviously, Josh Allen's amazing. The dude's great. Right. So is Lamar. This could be Lamar's year. To win it all. So it's like
Baker Mayfield is sneaky on this too. I think he's 20-1 as well.
He had a great year last year. So, okay, but down the board, I'm not against the Love or even Purdy. I'm just not a big Purdy guy personally. But if they play better this year for him, maybe, and they could be the 1 seed because they're win all those games we talked about.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Year, you've got Barkley, of course, Chase. Jahmyr Gibbs, interesting, 11-1. Justin Jefferson, 12-1, and Bijan Robinson, 14-1. I don't think it's getting out of these guys at all. I think it's going to be one of these dudes. I would throw it, I know have it on there, with the C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins. He could have a huge year this year. They're going to throw the ball a lot. You like anybody in this group?
Actually, another name I just thought of, and I was going to look up the odds, but Puka Nacua. If the Rams do have a good season, I think Puka could be a big reason why. I was looking I'm trying to find the number as we're talking. But yeah, to your point, I mean, Jamar Chase is going to be really hard to bet against because he's just really good every year. And if the Bengals are going to be good, then it's probably because Jamar Chase is really good. Mm-hmm. Trying to find Puka's number. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm going to talk to defensive. I wonder if Parsons' number went down more. But he was 6-1 when I first looked this up. I bet you it goes a little bit lower, probably like 4-1 after this. Aiden Hutchinson, 7-1. Go ahead.
Puka is 18-1.
Okay. Yeah, that's good value.
He's right after Justin Jefferson. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So Aiden Hutchinson, 7-1. Myles Garrett, 8-1. T.J. Watt, 8-1. You got Crosby. I know. I'm Team Houston. I'm just waiting for a guy, OTMG, the vet, to get on with this Houston stuff. Will Anderson, 15-1. Love it. Yeah. If they're great, it's the same concept. If they're great, it's going to be because of him. He's the most important guy on their defense. So, and then Jalen Carter, 20-1. That's intriguing as well. I mean, the Eagles are awesome.
Yeah, I've already bought in on Jalen Carter winning Defensive Player of the Year. I literally bought in after they won the Super Bowl. I already have 2 tickets. I've got him at 18-1, and then I've also got him at 22-1.
There you go. Average is 21. I love it.
Yeah, February 5th of 2026 is when the awards is. I'm trying to figure out when July 5th is when I placed these two bets. So July 5th, and then also March 14th. So we've been sitting on this one for a minute. But yeah,
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for getting in early. Nice work.
Yeah. Jalen Carter is because I just feel like this is the cheapest price you're ever going to get him if he actually is going to win it.
Oh, he'll rise up the track. If he, especially as a defensive tackle, leading in sacks or up there and like gets 10, 12 sacks this year, it's over.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like with the Super Bowl too, they've kind of built the narrative already, like how well he played in that game, and like the narrative's already building. Like, yeah, this guy's really good. Like everybody's gonna like, oh yeah, he's jumping on the bandwagon X, Y, and Z. So.
True. All right, let's get the two rookie awards. We've got Ashton Genty being the heavy favorite, plus 250, Cam Ward plus 350, and then it's everybody else. So you got Travis Hunter, Omarion Hampton, who's the Chargers running back. I love Ted McMillan at 12-1, didn't bet it. Trevion Henderson in New England. Emeka Egbuka, 16-1 in Tampa, and Matthew Golden, 22-1. With all those injuries, I think he can get out to a hot start and play really well. But do you like anybody outside the top two? Or you like some
I've already got Egbuka. I got it 20-1.
Oh, good number.
I got it a couple weeks ago. I got it, about 10 days ago now. Once I knew that he was going to be basically wide receiver 2 to begin the season.
Right.
If Tez Johnson, I did watch a little bit of the preseason game with Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Tez Johnson, the dude out of Oregon, even though he's only like 5'9". If they do put him on punt return and he gets some time wide receiver, I could see him making some waves. I mean, I don't know if he's going to win, but he could be some good value if you wanted to sprinkle some real long shots out there.
Yeah, Egbuka, I mean, obviously Godwin's not on the PUP, but I don't think he's going to play for a couple weeks. They obviously don't have Tristan Wirfs too. That's going to slow down the offense right away. But Egbuka, quick outs, get the ball out quick, get him in the slot if you need to. He's going to start outside, actually, because Godwin's out, but he'll eventually move inside.
Yeah.
McMillan's hurt too, so Egbuka's right there. All right, defensive rookie of the year, you've got Abdul Carter for the Giants at plus 225, basically the heaviest favorite of all these groups. Jalen Walker from Atlanta, Travis Hunter as well on this side. I think Mike Green's a little sneaky at 10-1 for Baltimore. And then you got Mikael Williams and Mason Graham for Cleveland. Do you have anybody else down the stretch or down the list?
Not really. Malachi Starks does pique some interest with me, but you can also get Mason Graham now at 16-1, which I don't hate. Mm-hmm. And actually, Travis Hunter now is second in odds. He's at plus 1,000, to where Jalen Walker is now 12-1. Yeah, he's 12-1. So if you want some good value, maybe you can get some good value there. But no, I mean, I feel like it's pretty. Another sleeper, Will Johnson out of Arizona. Really good corner. I did read some reports that he is like just owning Marvin Harrison Jr. in practice. Yeah, he is just running routes for him. So you can get him at 25-1 right now.
Ooh, I like it.
Highly recommend that one. Sprinkle a little cheddar on that one. I think you might like that one at the end of the year.
Little pizza money, 25-1, little pizza money.
Yeah, just a little something. Just a little something.
$10 to win 250. $10 to win 250. Let's go.
Yeah, it's tough to beat.
All right, let's go over our picks. We don't talk about every playoff team, but let's go NFC. So you're saying NFC title, AFC title, and your champ. So I did make some changes actually, but go ahead. I didn't make it up. I changed the article, but go ahead.
NFC, I'm going with San Fran. I do have an asterisk to watch out for Tampa Bay if they do get healthy and everything falls right. I think Tampa could be a very sneaky pick here. And in the AFC, I'm going Baltimore. I think this is the year that the Ravens finally get over the hump. They've got a really good team. They just paid Kyle Hamilton, who's really good. And I think they just have the biggest gap in their division. I think they'll have the AFC North won by the beginning of December, and they'll be able to rest and plan accordingly for their matchups. And I think that'll pay dividends coming down the stretch.
I promise you, I could send you the draft article, so it's true. I did reverse myself, unfortunately. But I have the Packers winning the NFC. Shocker, 2 years in a row. Let's go back to the well. I did bet them to win the Super Bowl 20-1, as I've mentioned, like 16 times in this thing, which is better than now. And I did switch from the Texans to the Ravens. I have the Ravens beating the Texans in the AFC Championship game now. And I do have the Ravens winning. I know, it sucks. They're the favorite. But here's what I'm going to tell you to do. Do not buy the future now. wait till like week 6 or 7. They're not going to be 6-0. So that's when you buy in. You want to get a future better than 6.5 to 1 for the Ravens, and also in the division. So I hate to be pick the favorite, but I agree with you 100%. I think this is the year Lamar does it, puts it all together, and their defense against the Texans' offensive line, which is suspect, and then ultimately against the Packers, I think they're just a little bit better. They're the highest rated team, obviously, but I like the Packers. I mean, we'll see. You're right. San Francisco gets the NFC title game all the time. And I have Tampa actually losing to the Pack. So just so you know, I see your Tampa against San Francisco NFC Championship game. But I see you Tampa against the Packers instead of San Francisco. So.
Oh, yeah.
Not too far off. Does it scare you that we have picked the same?
No, we picked the Bengals, I think, together last year, didn't we? And that really...
Yeah, that didn't work out good.
Yeah. What could have been?
Didn't you pick the Texans or something? I thought you picked...
I think no, you might be right. I think I did have the Texans in maybe winning the AFC. Yeah, I think you're right. Because I did have a future on the Rams.
Maybe you changed it at some point, but
yeah.
We didn't pick the Eagles off the gate, that's for sure.
No, and I was on the Rams big time, because I remember catching that future, yeah.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you got going this weekend? You're working. You're gonna set me up with my future wife, Brandy Wilkerson.
Nice. Yeah, we're always working. Saturday we're doing the radio show, and then we're probably hanging out, and then Sunday we got ABP doing some volleyball shooting, and then I don't know, we'll probably just chill on Monday. A little 4-day work week. That's what I'm pumped for, because then we got football right behind it. And, God, best time of the year. It is definitely the best time.
Well, that's awesome. And I'm glad you finally got your clearance to the AVP. You had to send out blood work and FBI files.
Oh, my God. I should have put them in the shed. Jeez.
So I've got visitors. My buddy from Hawaii is in town. We played this morning. He's going to be in all weekend. He's playing in the tournament on Monday, the Twos tournament at Foster. Are you gonna play at the Pirate Flag?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, it's all good. I'm gonna walk down there after that. I've got the AVP both days. He bought tickets, and I'll get free ride like you do on Sunday, and then the tournament. And then a week from today, buddy, rolling the bones in Vegas. Let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get some cash. Let's bet some games. First of all, we didn't even talk about this, and we will talk about it next week. The Circa contest is already at the Survivor, I think, is at 16 million or something.
Oh my God.
They're topping it out. They're going to say it's going to be almost $20 million this year.
Damn.
Yeah. And then the other one will still be at 6 million, which is still great. I'll win $1 million and some extra change, but that stupid Survivor, oh my God. I mean, it gets bigger every year. It was 14.2 last year. It's projected 19.4 this year.
Yeah. $1,000 entry, right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a documentary on YouTube.
I was going to say, I feel like I've heard this, yeah. I need to get in on this. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sleeping, apparently. I'm asleep at the wheel.
We have a proxy service that I could perhaps loan out to you, my brother-in-law. But you have to make the picks in the state. That's the thing about that. And it's all these proxies, they're like sharks. And of course, Circa has their own proxy. I'm like, of course, I got a proxy too. It's my sister. She doesn't charge me anything. I will give her money if we win, but there's no upfront cost.
Gotcha. Oh, so that's how you have to be a resident of Nevada?
So what happens is you can fly there and sign up for the Circa contest. And as long as you're there, you can sign up for it before that Saturday deadline of the week up. But every week you have to make your picks in the state on your phone. Okay? So you have to have a proxy in the state. Because, we can't, if you're on the Illinois.
VPN, yeah.
Right? So we have to send the picks to my sister, my brother-in-law, and they make the picks for us.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you pay somebody $200 or something to do that for you all season. It's so I'm paying $1,200 for the contest. Now, a lot of them you can do up to 10 entries in the Survivor and 5 entries in the Pick'em contest. So I think they just kind of give them a package deal. If you do 10, it won't be another 1,000. It might be 400 or something if you do 10, whatever. If you do one entry, you're like, hey, $200, you're wasting my time. It's pretty awesome. If you watch the documentary, you'll like it. They follow the guys around and each week, and it's pretty cool. And a lot of them obviously get flown out when they get further along, and some of them are Vegas guys, some of them are not. Like I think it's like Team Meatball or something on there that ended up winning. It's pretty cool because they were each year got a little better, and they finally won. They won $2 million last year or something like that. So.
Hell yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Absolutely. Hey, if that happens, don't worry. I'll fly out to Vegas. We'll get one of the big cabanas at Circa.
Okay. I was just hoping we get a podcast studio at that point.
Yeah, that would be ideal. Actually, it's funny. They do get all these guys. Like, of course, they won some money. Now they get the podcast. Of course, like, hey,
you get some notoriety. Yeah, you get to think of the notoriety that comes with that.
Jeez. I mean, that we can afford those cameras we're talking about.
Right.
Anyway, well, follow us at Side Action Pod on X, Side Action Podcast on Instagram. Follow me on X and IG at Wegspool.
Nice. That's a mouthful.
It is.
And you can check me out on Instagram at Dalton Cooper and on X at Mr. Grumpy Gills. Make sure to follow us on TikTok at Side Action Podcast and the Instagrams as well. But happy holidays, happy Labor Day.
Happy Labor Day.
Everybody's listening to this. Yeah, well, let us be the first to wish you a happy Labor Day. How about that?
Of course.
There it is. All right.
Yeah, take care.
Love you guys.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Side Action Podcast. We appreciate all of your listens and thank you for joining us. We'll see you all again next week.
Side Action Podcast, its owners and associates take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the show hosts or guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of this podcast, and opinions of the show hosts and guests may conflict. Individuals following the advice given on the podcast accept their own risk of loss, as the Side Action Podcast, its owners, hosts, associates, or guests will not guarantee any advice given. The opinions and advice given are for entertainment purposes only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Intro credit to OTMG the Vet, Old Me versus Young Me Part 2.